They have belly joints, which I'll show you on Alice because it's easier. There's a joint there which you can move backwards and forwards so that when she sits she can slouch. You can pose them pretty much however you like. Sit them, lay them down. Alice can do a handstand, which I won't show you because I haven't really got enough room on my desk. But crabs, you know, like when you arch your back and go backwards. Stand on one leg, all different types of things. So they're really good for artists because I find them really good to draw as like life drawings and stuff. If you have characters, you can play them out through the dolls, which is really good too. So that's Alice for you, and she's also MSD size. If I get Aurora, I can show you the size, the height differences. Right, stand Alice there for a minute. Get Aurora. Now, these are both standing up. They're both MSD size, but as you can see, Aurora is slightly shorter than Alice. Actually, you can't really see, but she is slightly shorter than Alice is. So yeah, Alice is from Dollmore. You can go on dollmore.com or dollmore.net, depending on where you are. You can get loads of clothes quite cheap on there, really. The shipping is a lot, but I'm really shit at sewing, so it's just a lot better to do that really than to struggle. My next doll is SD size, which he's 60 centimetres. He's called Edward. And I know what you're all thinking, I've had an Alice and now I have an Edward Twilight, right? Well, Alice, I got Alice before I'd read Twilight, and I bought Edward after I read Twilight, because I like the name Edward. He's not based on Edward from the Twilight series. He doesn't even look how I would think Edward would look. He's based actually partly on one of my original characters, and also a kind of a tiny bit of sort of David Bowie labyrinthy kind of feel. But anyway, he's from Dollmore. So this is Edward. They, as I said, they all have wigs. Oh, and the jewellery that they're all wearing is Dollmore as well. His little watch he has here, which actually works, is from Claire's Accessories. So if there's any BJD owners out there, go to Claire's because they have all these little watches, and I've got a pink one for Alice as well, and they're really cool. So yeah, he has the double elbow joint, as you can see. Aha! He has a tummy joint as well, which makes him do this. I've done his face. All his clothes that he's wearing is from Dollmore. I've got a really itchy nose. He's standing on my knee and my foot's firmly on the floor, so that is exactly how tall he is. He's very tall. He does have a problem standing. I can stand him, but it does take me a while. I think it's because he's so tall and quite thin, really. But I don't mind. I really like his hands because they're moulded and you can see all the little veins on them and stuff, which I think is really cool. They have interchangeable eyes, as I've said before. I'll show you. I'll just take his wig off. He has Velcro on top of his head to help keep his wig on. He's wearing a fur wig at the moment. The wig you saw Aurora wearing is a mohair, I think it's called. Mohair wig. And the one that Alice was wearing is just a synthetic hair wig. If I turn him around, ouch, my elbow. Their heads are fitted with magnets. And then inside, Dollmore. And then in here, where all the elastic is where you put the eyes. You keep the eyes in with putty. This putty came with him because all Dollmore dolls come with eye putty and eyes and a wig. So I didn't know the first time I ordered, when I got Aurora, that you could actually ask for which wig and eyes you wanted. Keep bearing in mind like the price and stuff. And so when I originally got Aurora, she just came with random eyes and a random wig because I hadn't actually asked for what one I wanted. Whereas like now, when I get my dolls, I put in the little message box when you go to pay. I state like which eyes I'd like and like the number and stuff, so the companies know which wig and which eyes I'd like if they have them in stock. So that's what I did with Edward and with Alice. It depends, like not all stores do that, so you do have to check. You can buy the dolls which are like a full package where you get the I think you get the makeup with it, and the clothing that the doll comes in. You can get limited editions, which are a lot more expensive. You can buy parts. Some people like to custom build kind of their dolls and use different faces, you know, like heads and bodies. If people suddenly see a head they like but can't afford the body, they do sometimes buy the head, and that's called a floating head, and then buy the body afterwards. I have body blushed Edward, which technically just means that where a human would be darker, that's what I've done to Edward. So inside his hands you can see that it's slightly darker resin. That was done by me. When I do my dolls face ups, I use a substance called Mr. Super Clear, which is what you spray your dolls with, and it helps keep the face on basically. I use pastels, chalk pastels, not like the greasy type of pastel, chalk pastels, and acrylic paint to get what I like, the desired effect. I use bigger brushes when I'm body blushing, and then smaller ones. It's just like putting on makeup really, just darkening certain areas. I bought the eyelashes from Dollmore as well, which Edward's wearing. I don't know whether I'll be able to see, but there you go. So they're quite heavy. When I hand them to people, I do warn them they're heavy, and they are heavy, depending on what type of doll you get, to be honest. Like Aurora is heavier than Alice is, but I don't have any other SDs with me, so I can't really say whether Edward's a heavy doll or not really. He's definitely heavier than my MSDs though. What else to explain? Oh yeah, if you do take your dolls out in the sunlight a lot, they will yellow quicker because they're resin. They do yellow over time. If you want to know anything else that I haven't mentioned, please go to denofangels.com and sign up. You don't need to have a doll. It's just a forum where you can learn more about the dolls. Any more questions, please ask me. I know there's things I've forgotten, but I haven't wrote a list. So, okay, I look forward to your questions, and I'll see you later. Bye!